Hello, class. So this week we're looking at submission, Richard Foster submission, and the reading in the devotional classics. They all just sort of work together. And Richard Foster did a fantastic job in clarifying submission for me. Which had me thinking about the way the church and the culture has generally spoken about submission. And yeah, it was really helpful. But what stuck out to me was submission being the freedom to consider others and not to always have your way. Yeah, it was very interesting to think about. It felt to me like love, like consider others greater than yourself. And then he goes on to talk about self-denial, the connection between submission, self-denial, and the cross life was just very beautiful to see, and how that would work. It makes sense that Christ calls us to a life of love, to a life of submission, to a life of self-denial, because it's just like all the same thing. So it was beautiful to see. He talked about the cross life is a life of voluntary submission. So not just submit, not just how we typically hear it, women submit to men, but just like a life of voluntary submission, of mutuality, of mutual submission. And the descent of God, that passage of Jesus becoming of God becoming flesh, dwelling among us. That's also God showing us what submission looks like. And so it was very beautifully done. I think that the life of a pastor that takes submission seriously, would have to wrestle with the cultural definition or the traditional definition of submission that already exists in the church. And I think that might make it a little bit challenging, breaking that thought pattern. Yeah, it would be interesting, actually, for a pastor that takes the mutual submission, voluntary submission into account in his or her life. So, yeah, it was a good chapter. Thank you.